An original story written by Melanin meets Seoul. Chioma walks home from her food stall, humming under her breath. The streets of Itaewon are busy. Couples spilling out of restaurants, tourists taking photos, the usual Friday night chaos. She doesn't notice the black sedan at first, but when she turns the corner toward her apartment, it's there again. Same tinted windows, same deliberate distance, not close enough to threaten, close enough to remind. Her hand tightens on her bag. She walks faster. The car doesn't speed up, doesn't need to. It just follows, patient as a shadow. She reaches her building, fumbles with her keys, glances back. The sedan idles at the corner, a man in the driver's seat, watching. She locks her door, something she never used to do, and leans against it, heart racing. Her 6-year-old daughter, Zara, calls from the bedroom. "Mama, you okay?" "I'm fine, baby." Her voice doesn't shake. She won't let it. But as she moves to the window and sees the car still there, she whispers to herself, "What have I done?" Chapter 1. Itaewon District. Late evening. The smell of grilled meat and kimchi hangs in the air. Chioma wipes down her food stall counter, the rhythm automatic after 3 years of doing this. Her daughter's school photo sits propped against the cash register. 6 years old, 2 puffs, gap-toothed smile. Next to it, folded and faded, a photo of a boy. 10 years old. Lagos, 4 years gone. She notices the Korean boy on his third pass, 15, maybe 16. An expensive designer hoodie, clean white sneakers. But he keeps circling back to her stall, eyes tracking her movements with an intensity that makes her wary. Not homeless, not lost, but hungry in a way she recognizes. It's the way Chidi used to look, before she realized he wasn't just tired. He was sick. The way someone looks when they're disappearing from the inside. Fourth pass, she speaks without looking up. "You going to buy something or just wear a path in my pavement?" He stops, startled. "I don't have money." "Didn't ask if you had money." She plates jollof rice, adds plantains, slides it across. "Eat." He sits slowly, stares at the food like it might vanish. "Why?" "Because I'm closing in 20 minutes and I hate waste." It's not the whole truth. The whole truth is that he has the same hollow look Chidi had those last few weeks. The look that said, "I'm here, but I'm not really here." She couldn't save her son, but she can feed this one. He eats methodically. No phone, no distractions. Between bites, he asks, "If my father knew, would he be angry?" She pauses. The question carries too much weight for a simple answer. What kind of father gets angry about someone feeding his kid? He doesn't answer, just keeps eating like he's memorizing the taste. An hour later, her stall is packed up. He's still there, helping without being asked. Folding her tarp with precision, stacking containers by size. "You have somewhere to go?" "Yes." "You want to go there?" Silence. That tells her everything. She should walk away. She has a daughter. She has a visa status that's always one mistake from revoked. She has no business bringing home a stranger's child. But Chidi's photo is in her pocket. And this boy has the same eyes. My couch. One night. Tomorrow we figure out what happens next. They walk 6 blocks in silence. Her apartment is small. 1 bedroom she shares with Zara. A living room with a couch that sags in the middle. A kitchen the size of a closet. But it's warm. Photos on the walls. Life in the corners. He curls up on the couch, trying to take up as little space as possible. Before she turns off the lights, he speaks. "Your door doesn't have a lock." She glances at the door. He's right. The lock broke months ago, and she never fixed it. Nothing worth stealing. Didn't think I needed one. People don't lock doors because of thieves. His voice is quiet, old. They lock them because they're afraid of what's outside or what's coming. She stops in the hallway. That sentence sits wrong in the air. You got a name? Tae-sung. I'm Chioma. Get some sleep, Tae-sung. But she doesn't sleep. She stands at her window watching the street, wondering what kind of life teaches a 15-year-old that locks are about fear, not security. Chapter 2. 5:13 a.m. Chioma wakes to the sound of car doors closing, not slamming. The controlled sound of expensive machinery and trained precision. She moves to the window. 3 black SUVs, tinted windows, men stepping out in synchronized movements, tactical gear, no police badges. Her stomach drops. She turns. Tae-sung is already awake, sitting rigid on the couch, face drained of color. They found me. How? Her door opens, not kicked in, unlocked from the outside with a smooth click that suggests professional lockpicking or keys that shouldn't exist. 6 men enter. They don't point weapons, but their hands rest near holsters in a way that communicates infinite capability. Then he walks in. Hyun-woo Choi doesn't raise his voice. Doesn't need to. The room rearranges around him. Men stepping back, air thinning out. Mid-40s, charcoal suit, silver watch, handsome in a dangerous way. Sharp jaw, controlled expression, eyes that assess and calculate without blinking. He looks at his son first. No relief, just assessment. Then at Chioma. That gaze is different. Measuring, clinical. Ms. Okafor. Her full name. Perfect pronunciation. You fed my son. Not a question. Yes. Brought him to your home. He had nowhere else to go. He has a 30 million won home. Security, staff, everything a child needs. Then why was he standing outside my stall for 3 hours looking like he wanted to disappear? The silence that follows is heavy. Dangerous. Hyun-woo raises a single finger. His men freeze mid-shift. You think you rescued him. His voice is soft, conversational, more terrifying than shouting. You think you performed charity. I think I fed a hungry kid. What you did was involve yourself in something beyond your comprehension. You touched what belongs to me. He's not property? Everything is property, Ms. Okafor. Your stall, your apartment, your daughter, Zara, age 6, Hanbit Elementary, peanut allergy, purple backpack. He watches her face pale. I know what time her bus arrives, which route you walk to pick her up. Her hands ball into fists. Tae-sung stands abruptly. Abeoji, she didn't. Sit. The command is quiet. Absolute. Tae-sung sits like he's been physically pushed. Hyun-woo turns back to Chioma. I'm not here to harm you. I'm here to clarify reality. My son's life is not open for public participation. You see him again, you walk away. If he approaches, you call this number. He places a card on her table. Heavy cardstock. Embossed. You do not feed him. You do not speak to him. You do not acknowledge his existence. And if I don't? He smiles without warmth. Then we discover how your business operates without permits, how stable your custody arrangement is, single immigrant mother, irregular income, expired work visa that's pending renewal, how long you afford legal fees when your accounts freeze pending investigation. The threats are delivered like a weather report. I'm not a bad person, Ms. Okafor, just someone protecting what's mine. My son's mother died giving birth to him. Complications, hemorrhaging. I held her hand while she bled out, asking me to keep him safe. His voice doesn't waver. I've spent 15 years keeping that promise. You became a variable. I'm eliminating you. He gestures to his son. We're leaving. Tae-sung stands, doesn't look at her. At the door, he stops. Thank you for the food. His voice cracks on the word, thank you. They leave. Engines start. Tires fade into morning traffic. Chioma stands alone, hands shaking. She pulls out her phone, dials her friend at ease. Ada, something happened? At this hour? Girl, what? Men broke into my apartment. 6 men, armed. They didn't touch me, but... Her voice breaks. They knew Zara's schedule. They knew everything. Did you call the police? The man who came... I don't think the police can help. I don't think they'd even come. A pause. Who was it? I don't know. But I think I just made the worst mistake of my life. Chapter 3. Week 2. Hyun-woo's office occupies the entire 42nd floor of Choi Pharmaceutical's headquarters. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul. Everything sharp angles and controlled light. His assistant enters. Sir, Tae-sung hasn't eaten in 4 days. Hyun-woo doesn't look up from the quarterly reports. He'll eat when he's hungry. He's refused his tutors, locked himself in his room. Dock his allowance. He doesn't use his allowance, sir. Hasn't accessed his accounts in 6 months. Hyun-woo's pen stops mid-signature. What do you mean he doesn't use it? The money accumulates, untouched. That night, Hyun-woo stands in his son's doorway. The room is pristine. Museum quality. A designer's showroom pretending to be lived in. Tae-sung sits at his desk, homework untouched, staring at the wall. You need to eat, Hyun-woo said. I'm not hungry. That wasn't a suggestion. Then it wasn't a conversation. Hyun-woo's jaw tightens. What are you trying to prove? Nothing. I'm done proving things to you. This is about that woman. She has a name. This is about someone who doesn't matter. She doesn't lock her doors. Tae-sung's voice is flat. I asked why. She said she didn't have anything worth stealing. She doesn't understand that locks aren't about theft. Then she's naive. Or maybe... Tae-sung stands. Something in him shifts. Maybe some people don't live in fear. Maybe some people don't see the world as something to control. The world must be controlled. Like you control me? The words come out quiet, devastating. Do you know what I remember about being 7? You hired someone to taste my food first, every meal to check for poison. I watched a stranger eat my birthday cake before I could touch it. I was 7 years old, AMBW. 7. That's protection. That's prison. Tae-sung's voice breaks, and I'm so tired of pretending to be grateful for it. Silence crashes between them. Hyun-woo opens his mouth. Close it. Then leaves without another word. Chapter 4. Week 3. Tae-sung changes tactics. If rebellion doesn't work, maybe perfection will. He eats every meal without complaint, attends tutoring sessions, completes assignments early, says yes, AMBW, to everything. His father notices. You're doing well this week. Thank you, AMBW. Your calculus tutor says you've improved. I'm trying harder. Hyun-woo almost smiles. Good. I knew you'd come around. But that night, the head of security finds Tae-sung on the bathroom floor, shaking. Not crying, just shaking. Young master? I'm fine. Should I call your father? No, I'm fine, I'm perfect. That's what he wants, right? Perfect. The security guard hesitates. I'll be outside if you need anything. Tae-sung nods, waits until the door closes. Then, He throws up everything he ate that day. Chapter 5. Week 4. The surveillance on Chioma continues. The black sedan, different drivers. Same message. Then one afternoon, a man in a suit approaches her stall. Ms. Okafor, I'm from Immigration Services. We've received concerns about your work visa status. Her blood runs cold. My visa is pending renewal. I have documentation. Yes, but there are questions about your income reporting, discrepancies. We'll need you to come in for an interview. Bring all financial records for the past 3 years. He hands her a card and leaves. She knows exactly who made that call. That night, she can't sleep. She watches Zara sleep and thinks about packing, about running, about what happens when people with infinite resources decide you're an obstacle. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer. Ms. Okafor, it's Hyun-woo Choi. Her hand tightens on the phone. What do you want? To make you an offer. 70 million won. Enough to relocate to Busan, Daegu. Anywhere my son cannot easily find you. Fresh start. I'll ensure your visa issues disappear. Your daughter gets into a better school. You're buying me off. I'm solving a problem. Your son isn't a problem. He's a person. A person fixated on someone who cannot help him. His voice is calm. You're a temporary comfort preventing actual healing. Or maybe I'm the only person who treated him like he wasn't a prisoner. She responded, I provide everything. Except a reason to want it. Silence on the line. Then, his reply comes. 72 hours to consider, Ms. Okafor. After that, immigration proceedings move forward. And with that, H hangs up. Chapter 6. Week 4, Day 3. Tae-sung discovers his father's meeting with Chioma through the house surveillance system. He's not supposed to have access, but his father underestimates his technical skills. He watches the immigration officer approach her stall, watches her face drain of color. That night, he waits until his father pours his nightly whiskey, the only crack in his controlled facade. Waits until he's on his second glass. Then he takes his father's phone while he's in the shower, uses the biometric unlock, his father's thumbprint, lifted from a glass weeks ago using a technique he learned online. Disables his tracker, disables the house security, walks out the front door. Hyun-woo gets the alert at 11:47 p.m. Sir, Tae-sung is gone. Tracker disabled. Security bypassed. 6-hour search. They find him at dawn, sitting outside Chioma's stall. She's not there. It's closed. He's just sitting on the curb, waiting. Hyun-woo retrieves him personally. No entourage, just him. Get in the car. Tae-sung stands but doesn't move toward the vehicle. Why do you hate her? I don't hate her. I don't think about her. You have someone watching her. You know her daughter's allergy. You're threatening her visa. Tae-sung's voice is empty. You hate her? Because she made me feel something you can't. Which is? Safe. The word lands like a punch in the gut. Hyun-woo's composure cracks. Get in the car. Now. Tae-sung, without saying a word, obeys his father. The ride home is silent. Then Tae-sung speaks, staring out the window. Uma died because of me. Hyun-woo's hands tighten on the steering wheel. You've never said it out loud, but I know. She died giving birth to me. And you've spent your whole life making sure I don't die too. But Abeoji. His voice breaks. I'm already dying. You just can't see it. Chapter 7. Week 4, Day 5. Hyun-woo stands outside his son's bedroom door listening. Nothing. No sound, no movement. He knocks. Tae-sung. Silence. He opens the door. The room is destroyed. Cameras smashed. Desk overturned, books scattered, blood on the wall where knuckles met plaster. Tae-sung sits in the center of it, knees pulled to his chest, not crying, not moving, just vacant. Tae-sung. Hyun-woo's voice cracks. No response. His son's eyes are open, but there's nothing behind them. Look at me. Nothing. Hyun-woo kneels. Tae-sung, please. You don't protect me. The words come out mechanical, practiced. You erase me. Every rule, every guard, every camera. You're erasing me piece by piece until there's nothing left but what you want me to be. That's not. I tried to be perfect for you this week. Did you notice? I ate everything, said yes to everything, smiled when you wanted, and it felt like dying. Hyun-woo's breath catches. I can't do this anymore, Abeoji. I can't be your second chance to save Uma. I can't be your proof that you're different from your father. I just want to be me. But I don't even know who that is anymore. Hyun-woo reaches out. Tae-sung flinches. That flinch, instinctive, automatic, destroys something in Hyun-woo's chest. His son is afraid of him. I'm calling a doctor. I don't need a doctor. You're not well. I'm not sick. Tae-sung finally looks at him. I'm breaking. There's a difference. The ambulance arrives quietly. Private. No sirens. The doctor uses words like acute dissociative episode and psychological crisis and intervention required. Tae-sung doesn't resist, just lets them take him. As they load him into the ambulance, he looks at his father. Leave her alone. Please. If you've ever loved me, leave her alone. Hyun-woo watches the ambulance pull away. Then he sits in his empty house and realizes he doesn't know how to fix this. For the first time in his life, money and control can't solve the problem. Because he is the problem. Chapter 8. Week 5. The hospital is private, expensive, discreet. Tae-sung sits in a room that doesn't look like a hospital room, more like a high-end hotel, but the bars on the windows give it away. Hyun-woo visits every day, sits in silence. Tae-sung doesn't speak, just stares at the wall. On day 4, the psychiatrist calls him into her office. Mr. Choi, your son is physically healthy, but psychologically he's shutting down. He's not eating unless forced, not speaking, not engaging. What do I do? That's the question, isn't it? She folds her hands. I've reviewed his history. The level of control in his life is extraordinary. He's never made a decision without your approval, never had privacy, never had autonomy. I was protecting him. From what? From everything that could hurt him. Mr. Choi. Her voice is gentle but firm. You're not protecting him from the world. You're protecting yourself from losing him. And in doing so, you've already lost him. The words hit like bullets. I don't know how to be different. That's not a question of ability. It's a question of willingness. She leans forward. Your son asked about a woman, Chioma Okafor. He talks about her constantly. I've handled that situation. By threatening her? By making her life difficult? The psychiatrist's expression hardens. Mr. Choi, that woman is the only person your son mentions with any emotional response. She represents something he's never had. Which is? Freedom. Kindness without conditions. A person who saw him as human, not as something to protect or possess. Silence. If you want your son to heal, you need to heal first. I'm recommending intensive therapy. For you. I don't need. Your son tried to disappear rather than live in your house one more day. You need therapy. Week 5, Day 6. Hyun-woo sits in a therapist's office, not the hospital. A small practice in Gangnam, normal, unremarkable. The therapist is in her 60s, calm, patient. Tell me about your father. That's not relevant, Mr. Choi. Everything about your father is relevant. When did he first hit you? Hyun-woo stands. I'm leaving. Sit down. The command in her voice surprises him. He sits. I know your history. I know your father broke your wrist when you were 8. I know you spent your childhood learning that love equals control. That weakness gets punished. That survival means perfection. She leans forward. And I know you swore you'd never become him. But here's the truth. You're worse. I've never hit my son. No. You've done something far more insidious. You've taught him that his existence is conditional, that love must be earned through compliance, that his only value is being safe, not happy, not fulfilled, just safe. Your father broke bones. You're breaking his soul. Hyun-woo's hands shake. I don't know how to be different. Then learn, or lose your son forever. Chapter 9. Week 6. Hyun-woo calls Chioma from an unknown number. Ms. Okafor, it's Hyun-woo Choi. She almost hangs up. I'm not here to threaten you. He pauses. The words cost him. I'm asking for your help. With what? My son is in the hospital. Psychiatric care. He's not responding to treatment. He asks for you. Why would I help you after? You wouldn't. You shouldn't. His voice is raw. But I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for him. If you say no, I'll accept it. No retaliation. No threats. I'll even call off the immigration investigation. Just consider it. Silence on the line. The surveillance stops today. The black sedan. It's gone. I'm having my men pull back completely. You have my word. Your word doesn't mean much to me, Mr. Choi. I know, but it's all I have left to offer. She hangs up. That night, Chioma can't sleep. She thinks about Chidi, about the son she lost, about the boy in the hospital who looks at the world the same way Chidi did, like he's already a ghost. She picks up her phone, texts the number. When can I visit? Week 6, Day 4. The hospital is intimidatingly expensive. Marble floors, art on the walls, doesn't smell like hospital. A nurse leads her to Tae-sung's room. He's sitting by the window, thinner, pale. But when he sees her, something shifts in his expression. Ms. Okafor. His voice is hoarse. You came. Someone told me you were making bad decisions without supervision. That gets a small smile. She sits across from him. How are you? Honest answer or polite answer? Honest. I feel like I'm underwater, like I've been holding my breath for 15 years and I finally let go, but I don't know how to breathe again. She nods slowly. When my son died, I felt like that, like the world kept moving, but I forgot how to move with it. You had a son? Chidi. He was 10, drowned in Lagos 4 years ago. Her voice doesn't waver. I couldn't save him. But when I saw you outside, my stall, I saw him. Same eyes, same look. Like you were asking permission to exist. Tae-sung's eyes fill. I don't know how to exist without his permission. Then we'll figure it out together. Hyun-woo watches from the observation window. The way his son sits up straighter when Chioma speaks. The way his hands unclench. The first real expression he's shown in weeks. The psychiatrist stands beside him. That woman just did more in 5 minutes than we've done in 2 weeks. What is she doing? Seeing him, not as a patient, not as a problem to fix, just as a person. She glances at Hyun-woo. When's the last time you did that? Chapter 10. Week 7. Tae-sung is released from the hospital. Not cured, not fixed, just stable enough to go home. Hyun-woo picks him up personally. The drive is silent. At home, Tae-sung stops at the door. Are the cameras back? No. The tracker? Disabled. Why? Hyun-woo's hands tighten on his keys. Because I'm trying. I don't know how to do this, but I'm trying. Tae-sung nods slowly, steps inside. Week 7, Day 3. Chioma receives a text. Would you be willing to visit again, to teach us how to cook jollof rice? I'll pay you for your time. She stares at the message for a long time, then texts back. I don't want your money, but I'll come. Saturday. 10 p.m. Saturday arrives cold and bright. Hyun-woo's house is as oppressive as she imagined. Glass and steel and empty space. But when she enters the kitchen, something's different. Hyun-woo is there. No suit, jeans, plain shirt, hair unstyled. He looks younger, more uncertain. Tae-sung sits at the counter, still thin, still pale, but there's light in his eyes. Ms. Okafor. Tae-sung almost smiles. You came. Told you I would. Hyun-woo stands awkwardly near the ingredients he's laid out. Tomatoes, peppers, rice, onions. I tried to research. I bought what I thought was needed. But I don't. He trails off. Chioma approaches the counter, studies the setup. You'll burn it if you rush. I'm learning that applies to more than cooking. She shows him how to blend the peppers, how to cook down the tomatoes until they release their sweetness, how to listen to the rice. It's not about control, she explains. It's about patience, attention, understanding that some things can't be forced. Hyun-woo fumbles with the measurements, burns himself on the pot, curses under his breath. Tae-sung watches, this imperfect version of his father, human, struggling. AMBW. Yes, you don't have to be good at this. I want to be. For you. Something cracks in Tae-sung's expression. Not forgiveness, but possibility. Halfway through, Hyun-woo reverts. The temperature should be exactly 180 degrees. It's cooking, not surgery. Chioma interrupts. But precision matters. Control matters to you. The food doesn't care. Hyun-woo stops, realizes what he's doing, steps back. I'm sorry. Old habits. That's going to keep happening, Chioma says. You're going to backslide, reach for control. The difference is whether you catch yourself. He nods, tries again. Less rigid, more present. They eat together. The jollof is mediocre, slightly burned, underseasoned. Tae-sung takes a second helping anyway. It's not great, Chioma admits. No, Hyun-woo agrees, but it's ours. As Chioma prepares to leave, Hyun-woo stops her at the door. Miss Okafor, I know I can't undo the threats, the fear, what I put you through. But I'm asking, would you consider coming back, once a week, to keep teaching us? Why? Because you're the only person who's ever made my son feel safe. And I'm trying to learn how to do the same. She studies his face, sees the exhaustion, the effort, the fear. I'll come back, but not for you, for him. That's fair. And Mr. Choi, I'm going to say something that breaks every Korean protocol I've learned. I know I'm speaking out of turn. I know the hierarchy. I know I'm supposed to be respectful. She meets his eyes. But your son almost died because you couldn't let go. So I'm going to keep speaking out of turn until he's okay. You good with that? A pause. Then, yes. Week 8. Chioma returns, and the week after, and the week after. Each visit, the kitchen gets a little louder. The silence a little less heavy. They make moi, egusi soup. Akara, that's a complete disaster, but they laugh through it. One evening, Tae-sung asks, "Can I visit your stall sometime? I wanted Byoji to see where we met." Chioma looks at Hyun-woo. He looks terrified. "Yes, but you're buying." Tae-sung grins. Hyun-woo exhales like he's been holding his breath. Chapter 11. Week 10. Hyun-woo and Tae-sung show up at Chioma's stall on a Tuesday evening. Zara is there, 6 years old, purple backpack, gap-toothed smile. She stares at them with open curiosity. "Mama, who are they?" "Friends, baby. They're going to eat with us." Hyun-woo orders jollof rice, plantains, pays in cash. They eat at the small plastic table beside her stall. No bodyguards, no surveillance, just 4 people eating street food while Seoul moves around them. Tae-sung watches his father fumble with the plastic fork. Sauce on his chin, completely out of his element. "Abeoji." "Thank you." "For what?" "For trying." Hyun-woo's throat tightens. "I'm not there yet, not even close. Some days, I still want to lock every door and track every movement. The fear doesn't go away. But you don't act on it. I'm learning not to." He glances at Chioma. "With help." Zara tugs on Tae-sung's sleeve. "Do you want to see my drawing?" He looks to his father. Old instinct. Hyun-woo nods. Tae-sung follows the little girl to where her coloring books are spread out. Hyun-woo watches, tense, ready to intervene. Chioma touches his arm. Let him breathe. What if nothing? Let him breathe. Hyun-woo forces himself to stay seated, to watch his son laugh with a 6-year-old over crayon drawings, to not control. It's the hardest thing he's ever done, and the most important. As they leave, Tae-sung walks ahead with Zara, showing her photos on his phone. Hyun-woo lingers. "Ms. Okafor, I need to tell you something." "What?" "My son told me what you said, about love not needing permission, not needing to be loud." He struggles with the words. "I spent 15 years believing love was control, that if I managed every variable, I could keep him safe from the world that took his mother. And now? Now I'm learning that the person I needed to keep him safe from was me." His voice breaks slightly. "Thank you for not giving up on him, on us. I didn't do this for you, Mr. Choi. I know, but you saved him anyway. And maybe you saved me too." Saturday morning, Chioma's apartment. There's a knock. She opens it to find Hyun-woo and Tae-sung, grocery bags in hand. "We thought we'd cook here today," Tae-sung says. "If that's okay, smaller kitchen, more real." Chioma steps aside. "Come in." They did with happiness across their faces. They cook together in her tiny kitchen, bumping elbows, laughing at mistakes, burning the plantains. Zara sits at the table coloring. Tae-sung helps her. Hyun-woo watches but doesn't intervene. At one point, Tae-sung drops a pot. It clatters loudly. Hyun-woo flinches. Old instinct says to criticize, correct, control. Instead, he says, "It's fine, just a pot." Tae-sung stares at him, then smiles. They eat together, Chioma, Zara, Hyun-woo, Tae-sung, crowded around a table meant for 2. The jollof is better this time. Not perfect, but better. "Abeoji," Tae-sung says quietly. "Next week, can we try chin-chin? Miss Okafor mentioned it." Hyun-woo doesn't know what that is. "Yes." Not controlling the outcome. Just saying yes. Chioma catches his eye, nods slightly. It's not perfect, it's not healed, but it's possible. And possible is enough. Sometimes the bravest thing we can do is unlearn what our pain taught us. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear that change is possible, even when it's messy, even when it's hard.